This is what I've done so far to get these CR125 reeds, BOYESEN power reeds, to fit this CT manifold, intake manifold. Now what I've done is I've cut the reed. This is a full reed right here. I've cut the reed down to where this part is going to go in the reed cage. It will fit. Now the nice part about it is I've cut it down where the holes are gone, and it's a very tough material. It's twice as thick as your ordinary reed right here. That means that when I put this reed on and I cut this reed down here, the top reed, I'm going to have about 4 times the thickness. Now you got to remember, when you buy a BOYESEN reed, what you're buying is their material and their engineering. This reed material can open and close hundreds and hundreds of times and still stay stable. And what that does is, at top speed, the more stable that the reed is, the more top end your engine is going to have. That's the theory anyway. Now let's just say that I've never done this before. I don't know if it'll work, and I may have just destroyed these reeds, but I don't think so. This is what I hoped for when I ordered the reeds, that I could cut them down by 1/3 and that they would fit. Now they do fit. Okay, they fit very nicely. I'm going to leave them a little extra wide by about 1 millimeter on each side. But if I do that, then what I have to do, because these reeds fit perfectly in here, in the bottom reed block, I'm going to have to come in and smooth out this and this. And you don't want any sharp edges like here, here, anything that in the flow pattern that you'll have to deal with. And then up in, this is standard CT manifold, so I'm just letting you know what I found out and what can work. On this standard manifold right here, if you look up in here, all of this is rough. All the right in here and in here and up here. You just take some sandpaper and clean that off so that you get a good airflow pattern on that. Now my next step is going to be taking this top reed and cutting it to fit over this. Then I have to replace the holes for my reed stays. And what these reed stays, they're heavy steel and they come up and they flap open. What they do is they only allow the reed to open so far at top speed. Just so far. They don't go like this and like this and like this. They just open just enough. So that's what they do. They keep them, they stay them in position. Now these right here will go on, and of course I don't know how all this is going to work, but we're going to give it a try. But these will go on the top right here, and these 2 little prongs right here and here will push down on the reed and give it a kind of a, how can I say, a spring tension to stay closed. So the reed will have to push out against them, out to open, and then they'll snap shut. Now that's the hope anyway. Now the bad part about it, and I want to say that I've never seen anything on the net on this or anything like that. If this project does work, then what I will do is, instead of the power reeds for 35 bucks, I'll get the black reeds, and they're about $60 on that. Now the one thing I've noticed, of course, is this material is absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's like I said, this is their patented technology. This is what I figure it is anyway. It's very tough to cut. You want to use a set of really nice scissors. to cut them. And then what they recommend, and they give you this great booklet that has everything about jetting and how the carburetor works. It's really nice. And then they give you a couple of nice stickers with it. I'm going to put those on my bike. But they suggest that if the reed does not stay flat against your reed cage, then turn it around and use the other side. The one thing I've noticed about the reed cage itself here is, you'll notice when I first got it, it was super shiny. Now if you notice, there's wear marks all the way around the edges of the openings. And what I look for is where there's no wear marks. That means that the reed is not closing properly. There's wear marks down here, but there's a little gap right there. Now on the other side, remember that every problem has a solution, but you have to look very carefully at your parts to see what the parts are telling you, and they will tell you a story. On this side, it doesn't look too bad. We can see that it's missing right in here a little bit. What it means is that the reed is not flapping down onto the surface and not sealing properly, I think. Now, as we get into this exploration here, it's late at night, and I get some coffee here. I don't know, insomnia. But this is the other reed that VT sent me. Now this one has got the same pattern as your regular CT and your regular one right here, except this is two-stage, which means it's just like this. There are 4 reeds in here. There are 2 machine small reeds on the inside, and there are 2 flat reeds on the outside. Now what I found is this: if anyone ever wants to do this, is that these outside reeds, can't get off my chair, damn it. Get off my chair, you little Nazi. These reeds right here will not work on this application. But you have to remember, you don't need a 2-stage reed, damn it, cat, to use these. But this outer reed will work. Now remember that all these reeds that I've been using have been 1 stage. So this outer reed will work, and you can cut it down and make it fit. I'm just letting you know for technical reasons that it can work on those 2 types, on this type and on this other type right here. Now I don't know, the one question remains is, are these screws long enough to go through both layers of the reeds and the reed springs, and then go through these on the other side of the reed cage, which are going to be in here like this. That's one thing I'm wondering. Another thing is the tension of the reeds. They're completely heavy-duty reeds. I mean, they look beautiful. I think it's gonna work great. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave the meat on each side of these, 1 millimeter. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna open these sides up a little bit. This reed right here fits in here absolutely, almost totally perfectly. Okay, but this other reed is a little bit wider. So that's what I'm going to do with that. And I'm going to cut this outer reed, which will fit right on top. And then on top of that will go the reed spring, and on top of that will go this reed. I can do that. This reed stay right here, and the bolts will go through. And Boyesen, they give you this really cool. It's a pamphlet, but it's got all kinds of information on how to take the reed out, your old reed out, and put your new reed in. And they explain the rev plate, the screws, top reed, the bottom reed, and then what they tell you is make sure the reeds are centered, and use blue Loctite on the bolts, but don't get them too tight. I mean, this is all stuff that I've been doing, that I didn't know they'd have it all right here. I mean, it's a great company to do that, to explain it to you while you're doing it. You know, so I think if Boyesen works out good, all right, this is too long.